Before the video starts, I'm just gonna say a quick disclaimer. It is very late at night for me right now, so if I am talking quietly, if you can't hear me at all, sorry about that, because I'm trying not to wake up my parents. And today we're gonna be going over itztimmy went over through a dev interview of the new Revenant rework from Apex Legends. And for me, this is kind of a big deal because I didn't really like Revenant, but I have his heirloom, and if he turns out to be really good, then I might start to main him. So, yeah, this is going to be the first look of the video. Once again, sorry if you can't hear me, it's late at night and I'm trying to stay quiet.
Hey guys, for the first time ever, Respawn is completely reworking a character. This new Revenant looks insane.
Hi, I'm Evan Fennell. I'm a game designer on Apex, working on the new Revenant rework.
I think he's definitely going to be a fun new character that everyone that can kind of play. Like, I see a lot of movement techies, gonna get really excited to play him.
Revenant is a whole new kit. For Revenant's passive, we're calling it Assassin's Instinct. We wanted to kind of keep the faster crouch speed and the wall climb from before, as it's kind of an iconic part of his old kit. So his wall climb has been improved to give him more horizontal movements, also able to see nearby enemies that are low on health, and if Revenant gets them low himself...
Is he gonna be a recon legend now? Oh, wait, that's actually so good. And once again, this is my first time looking over this. I've seen like 20 seconds of this. Like, I've seen this part, but I haven't seen anything past this.
Mark that enemy's position for his team, which then he can use his brand new tactical Shadow Pounce for. Shadow Pounce allows him to unleash a powerful leap forward that lets him close the gap between him and his prey. He can use it to reach height on a wall to quickly transition into the improved wall.
Gosh, that paired with the passive, it's like Vantage's like echo. You could like leap plus with the climb. Oh, that's gonna be, you could sneak up on enemies. I hope it's quiet so you could actually sneak up on enemies.
Climbing, or to simply reposition for a better angle, and you can hold the tactical to charge it to leap even farther. Revenant's new ultimate is called Forged Shadows, which creates a shroud of shadows around him that protects him from direct incoming damage, which includes things like melee, bullets, and explosives, but not radius or AoE effects like the ring.
Wait, what? I don't get it. It says he doesn't take damage, but he was taking damage there. I don't know. We'll just have to see when it comes out. So, yeah.
Fire or caustic gas. The shroud increases Revenant's upper body hitbox, making him an easier target to hit when he's barreling down on you. But if you break his shadows, they will start to slowly recharge over time, and damaging Revenant while they are recharging will briefly pause the regen. Revenant is vulnerable when his shields are down, taking normal shield and health damage, but if he manages to secure a knock, it will bring back his shadows immediately and extend the duration of his ultimate up to a max of his starting time. Knocks while in your ultimate will also reset your tactical charge, allowing you to keep up the fight even if the enemy tries to escape.
I think a lot of people will enjoy playing him in pubs, but
yeah,
what do you think about his pick rate in comp? Do you think he will be really good in comp at all, or do you think he will stay kind of primarily in the public matches?
I think he has some potential to be a pretty strong entry fragger because he has a lot of fast movement, he has this added protection. His passive gives a lot of important information to his...
Yeah, so if you don't know, I main Octane and Pathfinder, which are both pretty quick legends, and if they're making him like a movement/recon legend now, then I might have to like main him over Pathfinder. We'll just have to see how it goes, but from looking at this so far, he looks like he's going to be pretty good.
Team. There's definitely, I think, a potential of him appearing a lot more in ALGS and in competitive matches. But yeah, I think in public matches, he's definitely going to be a lot more fun to play and just really lean into and survive.
That was also like one of the main things with Revenant before, is whenever I would play him, it would just be like mind decrepitating. I couldn't play more than 3 ranked games with him, and then I would get bored and then have to play a different legend because he just wasn't that solid of a character to play.
Aggressive play patterns. So he's going to be a blast, I think, in both, but we'll see how his pick rate goes in LGS.
Does this only apply to him, like the shadows?
Yes, his shadows only surround him, but it can be used in some pretty creative ways to kind of help protect your team. Like if you're reviving it kind of is like giving you extra protection while you're getting
Oh,
your teammates up. His character
right.
hitbox is remaining the same, but the ultimate kind of creates a circle around him that increases his upper body hitbox. We do have some dials and knobs ready to kind of tune him back if
Oh,
we
so
find
it's
he's
like a
over-indexing in
shield.
live, but I think he's going to be sitting pretty well in the upcoming season.
Hopefully.
We really want players to kind of get a sense of his new power and playstyle coming into the season, so we're keeping him pretty hot.
Why did you only make it where whenever they're low, you can see them and they'll highlight them, but not through walls, like it's pretty much only line of sight. So what made you come up with only line of sight and not like through just buildings in general?
Yeah, specifically, we didn't want to make it a wall hack. We wanted the
Yeah, that'd
highlight to
be
help
kind
you
of
narrow in on who
broken.
the weak opponents are, but still have to give chase to them. So you only get the slight wall hack marker that shows up when Revenant himself gets the enemy low, but that only lasts for a couple seconds and then goes away. So it's still a way to just kind of follow up on that initial damage. So.
I see. And does his teammates see that they're highlighted as well? Like, let's say you said if Revenant were to do the damage and get him low, it marks them. But let's say his teammates were to get them low, and then he has that natural like highlight.
Once again, thanks to itztimmy for making this, and I just seen this pop up on my recommended, so definitely check out itztimmy. It's in the top left corner. That's his username or his YouTube name, so definitely go check him out.
Does his teammates see that slight highlight as well, or no?
No, only Revenant sees the highlight that outlines around the enemy. His allies, if they get them low, don't see anything. It's only when Revenant gets the enemy low that he kind of pings out to everybody where their last known position was, so that they can kind of come assist in finishing off the team.
Okay. Were there any other, I guess, like extra buffs that you were thinking about giving to his passive? I know that like obviously having a little outline around somebody is like a really big indicator and can help like people like when they're fighting and having more confidence because they just like visually can see that someone is like 40 HP. Were you ever thinking about giving them like a buff where maybe he reloads faster or he gets something, maybe if he knocks that guy who is being scanned, his ability might come back? Was that ever in the thought?
We did have a few different prototypes that kind of like played with different ideas around the low health knock and rewarding you on that. But we decided to more keep the passive something that was like a call to action that then was answered by his other abilities in the kit. So answered by his tactical, so that he has to follow up and chase them down, or by his ultimate and just giving him that extra power. And it kind of plays into his passive anyways when you're in your ultimate because you can see who's low and then use that information to be able to get your tactical back on your ultimate. So we wanted the passive to be purely a target focusing and health awareness mechanic to know what prey around you is kind of low and who should be your main focus to be able to use your other abilities effectively.
I see. Okay. So you talked about his crouch speed and his climbing speed being a
What
little
was
bit
crouch
different.
speed? I didn't see that.
What exactly was changed about those two?
So his crouch speed is the same as it was previously, and his wall climb is mostly the same vertically, but he has a lot more movement now horizontal. So horizontal.
Once again, sorry about any notifications that come up. I can't really help that because I have to record everything on my phone.
So he's able to move left and right more effectively, and when he falls onto a wall or grabs onto a wall, he doesn't slide down it nearly as much. He grabs on pretty sticky and then is able to climb up from there. So he's just a lot better at wall climbing
I
overall.
see. Okay, cool. Um, is Revenant now able to wall hop? Because I know how like he was the only legend where if you would just slide jump and then go into a wall and you wall hop, his wall hop would be very, he wouldn't get any height, he wouldn't get anywhere to be honest. But I know how like there are certain like content creators who actually used his wall hop to like wall hop like multiple times in like a corridor or like around a corner. So does he still have that mechanic on him, or has it been changed?
So his wall climbing is a lot stickier than it used to be. So it's not it doesn't really like lean itself into the wall bouncing as much.
Mm.
But he's still able to kind of do the same mechanics that he was before. And you can still use it tactical in that way to kind of throw yourself at a wall and then be able to wall bounce off of it. So I think there's a lot of still like movement potential here with him.
I see. Okay. Um, I know this is more for like the movement tech people, because
That's
but
me.
what made you want to change Revenant into more of a movement character, coming from like obviously he has a silence and ultimate where you have like a second life. Like what made you be like, okay, well we want to make it a leap for his tactical and then have his ult be kind of like
I really think that Revenant needed a rework, but his silence was good. That was the best part of his kit because his ultimate just wasn't really effective at all. Like you get you have like 100 health where you get hit. You have like a second life, but it only has 100 health, and then you could easily just get one clipped back down, and then you lose 50 health from your actual life. So then you can be down, but you would need to be like really skillful with the old Revenant for him to actually be effective. And yeah, his passive was, well, you could just climb up walls, crouch faster. That's good, but you know, his silence was really the only good thing because he could just cancel out people's abilities and rush them if they're a very like ability heavy character.
Bloodhound where it resets it.
Yeah. So previously, Revenant's core pattern was very zone control and poke oriented, which didn't totally fit into his kind of fantasy of his like assassin-y robot. So with the new direction, we really wanted to push Revenant to be more in your face, more persistent, and just like really scary. Which is we felt was much more in line with like who Revenant is. So his abilities now kind of have pushed him to be. It wasn't that we set out to make him a movement character, but we wanted him to be somebody that that kind of scary assassin who's always coming after you, and you feel like he's always somewhere around you. So that was what kind of leaned into his abilities to jump around, climb walls more effectively, all of that. Just be like that scary monster that's constantly lurking
Yep.
around you.
I see. How
Good
long would you
video.
say that it takes for the ultimate to regen itself? Like if someone to break it, I know it has 75 HP. So let's say if they weren't to take any other damage from another player, how long would it take for it to regen back to the full 47? Or sorry, 75?
So when the shield breaks, it'll start to regen slowly, and that currently sits around like it sits around like 9 or 10 seconds. So it's a fairly long, slow recharge rate.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't actually reappear until it's fully recharged. So he is
Oh.
fully vulnerable while he's in a broken state, and it will start to recharge slowly. And if he takes any damage while it's regenerating, it'll pause briefly before starting to regen again from that point. So he is kind of weakened when he has his shield down. But if he gets a knock, then while he's in that while his shadows are down, then he's able to like regenerate it instantly. So
Sounds good. I see that there is some potential for sure. Like having an extra 75 HP is huge. Like that is just like a straight up an extra blue armor on top of, let's say you had a red armor. Having your entry fragger on that could be just
Oh, I didn't know it was an extra 75. I thought it was like only 75 health. I was like, okay, ultimate seems like kind of the same, but I didn't know it was like plus your health and your Evo shield. I thought it was like just 75 flat out health, like his old ultimate.
crazy. So I see a lot of like potential in his kit, and I'm excited to see him in action.
Yeah, I'm
This
excited
rework
for
is
this.
sick. Revenue will be free for all of you guys who try out this season.
Oh, it's nice. It was a good video. well, hope you enjoyed. Just gotta, yeah, it's still recording. All right. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Make sure to check out itztimmy. Watch the original video. Yeah, like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.